Underneath my deck here on this end is 6-inch PVC, otherwise known as sewer pipe. And I bought all that sewer pipe for a hydroponic project of mine. And I trialed it in a smaller, as you can see over there where there's some holes in it. I tried it in my winter grow room and it grew really well. And I was going to go larger outside, and I had plans for that. But my parthenocarpic tomato project, if you will, my breeding and other vegetable breeding took priority, and I went back to more container type gardening. So anyway, the purpose of this video is I'm repurposing these 6-inch tubes to make water tubes so that I can water various fruit trees in the orchard if I need to. And I also have a pecan tree. So I'm going to make 5 of these, and I'm going to cut them down. If you look over here, I've got the caps. Now these are all old and you know they've got dirt all over them, but I'll clean them up. And I've ordered some more caps because I didn't have quite enough caps. But anyway, I'm measuring them 7 feet, and 7 feet capped equates to 10.2 gallons of water. And so that's a little bit tall. I'd rather be right around 5 or 6 foot tall, just for appearance sake, but function is more important than appearance. So 7 foot gives me 10 gallons, and there may be times where that will be needed. So I'm going to cut these down. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chop saw and I'm going to cut these down to 7 foot tall and then clean them up. I've got a 5-gallon bucket here full of soapy water. I'm just going to scrub these down with a little brush. And all I've got in this is Dawn. This doesn't have to be perfect. I just don't want it to be, you know, I guess too terribly redneck. Now I could paint these things green or black or something that blends in with the background some. I may do that. I recently put up a video on starting my orchard, which is behind the camera, and those T-posts are green. They have white tips on them and I can see it. So who knows, I may spray paint those. These are the caps that go on the end here, and they are not going to be glued, because if they leak, I don't really care, because they're not going to leak a ton. And who knows, maybe later I want to repurpose it again, so, but if I glue it, it's a done deal. I had 2 different kinds of caps because these 10-foot sections of 6-inch PVC has a wide end, so you can slide it directly over this one. And then it has insert caps and over caps here. So I had an insert cap, and the reason why this one particular is at the bell end is because it's one insert cap. All the others have the over. So these caps are about $9 a piece, so I saved $9 from ordered 7 more. And I've got this cap here, which will go on the other end of this particular one, and that's just to keep debris out. It'll just sit on there very loosely, so allow air in so the water will drip out. And so each one's going to have the end that's more or less sealed and the other end to keep trash out. This is what I was using to water the nectarines, and what inspired me to do this. I was too busy in springtime and throughout the summer, so I've decided to do it now while I have the extra time. But this holds about 4 gallons, and it's got this on it here, the line. Now I'm pretty sure I did some video on it. I either made a video already, which I can't remember, where I've got some footage of me putting this together and showing it. So if I'll let you know in the editing here, but if I haven't put the video up yet, I'll put some of the video up now. Alright, that's how I made those. Now this is what it looks like, and I'll show you what these allow me to do, what I'm about to do here. This is a top hat grommet right here, and that's just a piece of rubber that I've used many times in the past for probably a decade or more. It's a 1/4 inch top hat, 1/4 inch top hat grommet. And so this is 1/4 inch tubing here. I put stiffer one here so I could push it through this top hat grommet, because once I drill it, this wedges in right here, and pushing it in causes this to expand a little bit and seal. I'll show you that. And then on the other side, which I won't need this long piece anymore with what I'm doing, but it's just a push valve, push to connect valve that's made for 1/4 inch. It's often used in ROs and hydroponic stuff, but I can turn it off or on so I can control the liquids coming out of them long tubes there. So I'm going to connect one together and I'll show you that. Okay, so I've pre-assembled 2 of these. They're exactly identical because I'm kind of weird that way. I like uniformity. So it's got the same length of tubing here and here, and the valves are going to be about the same place. So this is a 3/8 inch bit here. 3/8 inch is what's needed to use the 1/4 inch top hats right here. So let me show you how it works. I want to drill close to the bottom here because I don't want any water sitting in this. I want the majority of the water to come out, but I also don't want it weak down here because I won't be rough housing it, but I won't be gentle for certain. So I don't care if an inch or so doesn't empty. So let me drill it. Alright, so that's a pretty clean. I'll waller it just a little bit, not much. Just learn that over time. So I'm going to take the 1/4 inch out, the top hat, and I'm going to lubricate it with saliva. You can lubricate it with whatever. And then I'm going to push it in the hole there. It goes in real easy. Now I'm going to do it with the other one over here, about the same. I picked up that plastic. There. Waller it ever so gently. I'm going to take the other top hat and do the same thing. Push that in. Now when I push the end in here with this more rigid 1/4 inch tubing in there, it's going to expand it, and that's what creates the seal. But I want to make sure that this top hat is sitting flush with the outside. Okay, so this is a little harder. Sometimes if you use like a very flexible 1/4 inch tubing, which is what I actually prefer, it is so hard to get in. But if you use a more rigid one, and again I lubricate it with saliva. I have used like a dishwashing liquid, definitely not any oils, and then just kind of push it on there until it goes through. Let's try it again with a little Dawn on it. I don't get paid by Dawn. Oh me, where's the other one? Where's the other one I took out? I'll get it later, I guess. Might be in my pocket. Anyway, so I made sure this was absolutely flat, excuse me, and we're gonna push this on. There it went. See, all the way in. A little bit difficult, but doable. I wanted to clarify a little bit because I got them both in, but put the Dawn inside the top hat also because it's dry completely, so you have to wait. That's the part that's the most difficult. Put it in the top hat first and then put it on the outside and push it in. Now the Dawn will dissipate with watering, and it'll continue to have the seal. There's no way the water's going to push that out even with Dawn on it. All right, I need to secure it to the T-post now. What I've come up with are these straps here, Velcro straps. It's got a little, let me get in the camera here, a little buckle on the end here, and of course Velcro all along. And I've used these for all kinds of things. In fact, almost everything in this video I'm repurposing. So let me get this stretched the proper way. Now this is the kind of T-post that has these little lips on it, but other T-posts have a little bump, so either way it'd be fine. So I'm going to put this in between the plant and this T-post here, and I'm going to Velcro it. Actually that doesn't fit Velcroed that way. Let me just do it normally. See if it'll fit. And for your first time on camera, how about that? I don't want to fall over and crush my little seedling here. I'll get it right eventually. There we go. Tuck it down there. It's Velcroed on. Now, I should have taken the cap off before I did that. It's just on there loosely. Now all I need to do is fill it. Like I said, I would like for it to have been about this tall instead of this tall, but this tall holds 10 gallons and down here is about 7. So I want to feed these plants about 10 gallons once a week, minimal, maybe twice a week depending if it's really, really hot or not. So that's the deal. I'll probably put another Velcro strap. In fact, I've got one on it now. And I'll go ahead and strap this one in. And it's going to be top heavy. So that's why I'm putting the Velcro towards the top here. What I'll end up doing, I can tell you already, is I'll get longer straps so that it'll secure it even more and be really tight. But for the demonstration of this video, this will be fine. Now I just need to go over there and turn the hose on and we will get it going. I'll pour it in there and I'll show you what it looks like dripping out down there. I'll go over here and we'll turn the water on. This is the only, nope, I've got 2 front spigots. This is the one on this side of the house, and it feeds the raised beds. And the hose that's filling right now over there is from the raised beds. You can see the top over the fence a little bit and some blackberries. But anyway, the hose that would normally feed these, like I did last year, is one that I've already rolled up. So this one was just a lot easier to get. You can hear this running in here, and I'm not going to fill it completely full. Well, it might already be nearly completely full, so we'll go ahead. Anyway, I retightened these straps. That sucker's on there pretty good, but I am going to get longer ones and probably put 3. And so when I water these, I'll be able to undo them really quickly after it's done, after, I don't know, however long it takes to drain. and just store them on the inside of the fence here and just quickly put them back up to water. So I'm expecting that to start coming out of the top any time. It is 10 gallons, so it's 5 gallons. So I've got 5 trees here, and so I'm going to make 5 water towers. There it goes. Let me go turn that off and I'll bring you back. So yeah, I realized that having 5 of these towers in the front yard is going to look redneckish, but it's a temporary thing until the trees are 3 to 5 years old, depending, and the roots are down low enough. So I put the cap back on there really loose like I would normally, and we're going to go over here and take a look. Now again, once I'm done watering, probably sit there for up to 24 hours if I don't want to worry about it, or if I do it late in the evening and let it just drain overnight. I'll take these and undo them. That way the only thing you see are the T-posts, and I don't feel that that's too bad just to have the T-posts for now. Of course, they'll be eventually removed. So I've got this, it's full of water, and I've got the valve off right now, but I want to show you what it looks like. Now the reason for the valve is because if I let it go full on like this, what's going to happen is that this is going to saturate, it's going to start filling, and it's going to go all over the place except where I want it, which is directly on the plant. So I'll do this number, dial back the amount that comes out, just like that, and it will come out slower and it'll sink. Once it saturates the ground around it, what will happen is it'll penetrate faster, and so this will just sit and drain at a slow pace, and the majority of it's going to supply this mango nectarine. It's a new one, or fairly new one, from Arkansas State that I'm really wanting to grow. I've never been able to grow peaches, and I love nectarines as much as peaches, so if I can get these to grow, that'd be great. So I'm kind of going all in, because really, why would you do something if you're not going to do it right? Because, you know, who wants these things to be dead a year from now? Now, this cold snap had me worried. I see some die back here, but this one, for example, has not died back. So right now there's a little bit of a die back, but not all over the place. So even the year after, a year from now, these will be a lot more hardy, provided I can keep them alive. The good thing about this also is that I can put a couple gallons of nutrient into here, water soluble, and I can feed the plant either at the same time or separately, probably at the same time, because I'll remove these for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and let this oversaturate this plant. It doesn't need all this, but I need to get it empty so I can remove it until it's needed.